You got us already shooting.
Yeah, we on YouTube. We live, baby.
Okay, just not Facebook yet, huh?
Facebook is going now. 6 in the morning, police at my door.
Hey,
Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. We back. All right, what up,
what's
y'all?
that?
It's your boy, Chef Boy Basquiat, and my bald head mama, Keisha Day, back with another episode of the More Than Podcast.
What
Uh,
up? What up?
if you wonder why I'm smiling so hard, it's because I'm laughing about last week's episode. But yeah, so this week we are going to talk about and touch on the fad and the fad acknowledgement, let's put it like that, of just the way that people acknowledge and highlight family trauma cycles and, you know, whatever you want to call it. But
Hmm.
yeah, so I'm trying to find it and I keep losing it.
Let's go. Let's go with it. So, what we talking about today?
We're gonna
Well,
talk
what's our?
about we're gonna talk about how people acknowledge it. This is through my lens. I feel like people acknowledge it and speak on, Ayo, everybody has family cycles, da 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 da. But they
Hmm.
use it as excuses to maneuver through life however they want to, and use it as excuses on why people shouldn't address the way that they move to with them, if that makes sense. So like peer to peer, say for instance, if you acting like a douchebag and I say something about it, somebody be like, "Oh well, that's just how I was in my family, da 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 blah blah blah." You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Or
Hmm.
oh, I'm just that way because I had to be that way because of my family. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm. Or my upbringing, or
There
yeah,
you go.
got you,
So
got you.
the thing that I feel like is the biggest thing that a lot of people hold on to. Well, it's not even hold on to. I feel like a lot of things that I know for me personally, the thing that I just didn't pay attention to as far as my um generational cycle is understanding and knowing about my childhood traumas late. Like I found out about that a few years ago. And
Hmm.
I feel like currently I feel like I'm in a place that I'm past those traumas and I've worked through those and accepted those.
Hmm.
Um so yeah, what would you say to that? How do you feel about just childhood traumas and upbringing, blah 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 blah?
Well, I'm gonna put it. Childhood traumas and cycles and family cycles have really, I'm gonna say, it messed me up once upon a time in my journey in my life. But you gotta you gotta look at it, accept it, and just know that it ain't all you. It ain't all yours. It ain't all your problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that you had to walk through that, I'm gonna call it darkness, to, get the experience of, hey, something ain't right here. Something's not right. So
Not the eye squint. Hit the eye squint again.
something's something's not clear here. No, but
Uh-huh.
just me, I'm gonna just say I can't even go back to how, I mean, I just remember my like childhood and what affected me in my childhood. And basically, I'm just gonna say it made me stronger with me, like I say again, accepting the family cycles and traumas and dramas and all that stuff. It just made me stronger, a stronger individual. And I tried to open up some of my siblings' eyes to some facts of things, and I don't think they wanted to see. You see the ice, but yeah, I don't think they really wanted to see the truths. They wanted to not,
well,
just.
let me ask you like this. How do you feel like your childhood traumas molded you? I know for me, which a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy. Um I I I am a loner. I like to be in my own bubble. I don't like for people to affect my energy. Piggybacking off
Mm-hmm.
of last week. So I would say, I don't know. It was just, I got real bad anxiety, and I really attribute that probably just to my childhood. Like, I don't like hearing loud anything. I don't like for
Mm-hmm.
a lot of animated energy. Like, if it's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
animated energy going on, I'm just like, let me find a wall, put my back to it, and I'm gonna watch everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, yeah, if that makes
So
sense.
just
How would you
you'd
how
rather just step back from a lot of like family what would it be chaos or just a lot of family
I mean, what
excuse
I was
me.
saying is last was broad to just anything, whether it's family, people. But
Well,
as
I
far as
get
stepping away from
I don't mean to cut you off. I was always taught and raised up to be like, oh, family is everything. You need to surround yourself with family, always be like
mm-hmm,
this. And the more and more of that, that's like you're carrying a whole lot. Like
mm-hmm.
not only your own traumas and stuff like that, you have to carry everybody else in the family's traumas and cycles and everything else that goes along with that. That can even fall into, addictions or habits or, you know, just all that. So when I'm being taught to just, stick with family, family is everything, family over everything. And at the end of the day, all them people that's in that family is not all riding with each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, how can you hold the weight of that and still try to accept everybody in that same family, in that same huddle? I mean, like, are you just supposed to close your eyes to it and just be like, okay, love them anyway? Yeah, you're gonna love them anyway. But see, that just taught me a different way. You saying you like to be in, just a loner. I would
Yeah,
rather be a loner, but
yeah.
I like being around
I got
family.
my.
But it's just the
I'm telling you, that's why that's my favorite gift, bro. That Bart Simpson. I'll still be
yeah,
around, but I don't like to be if life was a mosh pit, I wouldn't be in the circle. I would be on the very outskirts.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
So
just
so
looking at
yeah.
things now
No,
differently.
so you had spoke on no. So my original question and all of that is, how do you feel like, maybe you just don't call it childhood traumas? How do you feel like your childhood molded you to be who you are currently?
Well, like I said again, my childhood, like this girl right here, I used to get the most whoopings, y'all. I mean, y'all can laugh, y'all can say what y'all want, but I used to question, like, why am I getting all these whoopings when I'm trying to find out? I was curious. I wanted to know this. I wanted to see why this was being hidden, or just curious to be living life as a young girl. Like,
Uh-huh.
so for me to get like shut out or mistreated, or some would call it abuse. If I used to get my butt whooped all the time, I mean, that would be abuse, right? But I took those whippings.
Mm-hmm.
It made me stronger. It made me smarter. Every whip made me open these eyes even wider. And
Hold
it's
on.
just like,
So you said you got whooped for just being a curious child. Would you still say you curious to today?
oh yeah, I'm always looking for it's like, it's so much out here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't told all these things from my family or from my great people that's passed on now. You know, just like I wasn't told a lot of things that I was like looking for, searching for. I had to figure it out myself, or basically figure it out myself.
Explore. So
Explore, like Dora.
what you saying? What you saying? You weren't told a lot of things. You weren't informed about a lot of things. You had to seek knowledge for self.
Mhm.
Don't you think that that's like one of the biggest reasons on why families are stuck in cycles? Lack of knowledge, lack of information passed down.
Most definitely, most definitely, because it's just like I always say, it's like, what are you hiding, like resources or Like back in my time, they used to always tell you what you can't do, what you shouldn't be doing, or this and that. Okay, well, what happened to telling me what I should be doing, what I could be doing, what I, where was that at back in
Mm-hmm.
them times, So only thing is, oh, go to school, stay in school, don't act a fool, that type of stuff. Like, come on. So, as
Hey,
I
yo,
became,
I'm happy I didn't drink that water yet because it would be all over my monitor.
I'm just saying, I am just, speaking from what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those things wasn't there. And then if you was to ask about them things, they, oh God, it was just, so
You saying all these whoopings, and you got me thinking that as soon as you asked the question, it was diving at you with a sandal or something.
yeah, or if I was, just I'm just wondering why. Like, why did I just get hit for that? Or even if you're trying to use your humor,
Mm-hmm.
have fun, your
Hey,
other siblings ain't
that's
playing with you,
one.
or they wasn't around. So you had to have fun with yourself and find some type of activity, and you find yourself doing something that didn't look good in an adult eye. Here comes a whooping, like, I don't know, maybe I just look like I should just be whooped or something, but I didn't think I was a bad child in my childhood. I don't think I was a bad child, but shoot, let them whippers tell it I was bad, so, but I mean, I'm thankful for those whoopings, those chastisings, but I just feel like it made me stronger as a woman, as a individual standing out here in this world when I am alone, when I gotta do things on my own. So yeah, I think it just made me stronger, made me a lot more knowledgeable, and still seeking knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this about your whoopings, because I'm laughing about mine. What would you say is one of the funniest reasons on why you got a whooping? Because I know mine.
Okay, I'm gonna just use one because that's the first one that popped in my head, and I don't remember how old I was, but I was young when me and one of my siblings were in the mirror, and she was playing with fire. We was singing. Her hair caught a fire, but we both get a whooping. I wasn't playing with the fire. I wasn't doing none of that. So, and that's the first one that popped out to me. Like, how am I getting a whooping for? I didn't even do that. I was in there singing and praising the Lord. We was playing church basically. So how did I get a whipping on that? Like,
hey, yo,
I got one more.
I remember that.
I got one more. Got in trouble because I tore an Easter dress. I couldn't be outside. I was like a tomboy. I couldn't be outside. I mean, that was bound to happen. Tear an Easter dress that you're just gonna wear maybe like 1 or 2 Sundays, maybe just that one Sunday. But it's just like, oh my, everything I did, I feel like I got chastised. Like that's what it felt like to me.
My funniest one is when I got resuscitated by a whooping because I electrocuted myself. That's still the funniest one, mainly because I don't have any recollection of it. But every time y'all tell me that story, I'm just like, well, at least I got whooped to be here,
Yeah, because that's what I was just like, when you say resuscitate, I'm thinking like, whoa, like that was just a whole nother. I mean, you were curious, I guess. You was curious, so and probably looking for attention at that time where they called for attention.
I probably was just exploring and I was like, oh, what's this orange light in this toaster? No,
that's funny. That's not funny. But thank God you're here today, and
so
yeah.
So in that you said playing church, dog. I so remember that, and it's funny that before everything was just sped up with social media, the accessibility of games, and just wanting to be stuck with sitting still and watching something. What do you think made kids play church? Was it well? I remember why we did, which is still funny, which was just mocking the flow of how your church at the time goes.
But basically, I mean, since you asking that question, I mean, my grandparents, my grandfather was a pastor. And I know we will always go to church on Sundays. Like we'll go to church on every Sunday. And church was that thing. It still is, but back then it was just like it was a
Church was
freedom
y'all
away from,
Instagram.
basically it was our Instagram, our Facebook, our YouTube, and TikTok. No, we stopped. But it was just that home away from home with a whole lot of other people, like just congregating and seeing all the different flows, and me being a child, like okay, just like these funny things I hear now, like how people get the Holy Ghost, how they get to shouting and stuff, like 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 how this happened, but yeah, we used to always play church, act like we shout, and that was the main thing, because we used to be like, how's these people just breaking out shouting, like who's doing this to them? Are they, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, we'll always play church. Whoever was around to play church, and then the singing that goes on in the church. But yeah, that was just like our little outlet or whatever. If we went outside, or plus when you're sheltered, meaning when you're protected, like I guess since we were all girls, grew up around all girls, just like the house was the thing. We were in the house, so whatever we found going on in the house, then that's what it made. Even if we had roller skates, we'll skate in the basement. If we had to share the skates, one get one skate, the other would get one skate, and here we are on one skate rolling. But just made it do it, just creative, and we had to be real creative at that time.
I don't know why when you say stuff, especially about your childhood, I just get to giggling because it'd be funny to imagine. I just could never imagine
it. Yeah, it was yeah. We made the best of it. I'll say it like that.
So fast forwarding from, I just call it adolescent childhood things. I think a lot of people don't look at or know or understand that parent-child relationships and attention and or a parent's emotional stability and at the time really impacts a child in a certain way. I don't think a lot of people understand that a lot of the reason of why they either are who they are or act how they act is because of the parent. I don't think a lot of people. Do you think a lot of people understand it that way, or am I just looking at the lens too close?
That's just one way of looking at it, on the parents' behalf regarding their child or their children. Parents do play a major part on a child or children's mental and emotional. They play a big part in that, because a thing as being a parent or parents is to protect your child. That's number one. Number two, fill that child with, love, acknowledgement, just let them know that the real, so but instead of just, is parents that were like angry, mentally scorned, or
here she go playing with her face.
Cause some, I'm just saying, because some, some parents can even, because I just know for sure that my parent, I don't think, she was ever like, I'm just saying this real, like ever healed over her childhood wounds. So it's like when you already have, brought your seeds into the world, it's just like it spills all over into them. So that leaves them emotionally unbalanced. So for them to try to.
Do you think that seeing similarities or seeing just the similarities triggers a thought in a parent where they're like, this child acts like me in this area, so they try to overcorrect or they condemn a child in a specific way just because of the similarities that they see in their child based off of them, and they don't know that may affect them in a negative manner?
Affect who, the child?
Yeah. Do you think the parent like tries to overcorrect the things that are similar between the child and themselves out of the child, and the whole time the parent doesn't understand that could affect the child in a negative way. Do you think they don't understand that? I'm
Well, if
asking you
they
because
don't,
I ain't got no kids, so I'm asking you.
if
You my
they
point of
don't,
reference.
if you don't open the, like, because I see, like I say, I'll be telling you, I'll be telling your sister, I'm in both of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And I know why sometimes y'all either think a certain way or speak a certain way, you know? But I try not to correct the things. Only time I try, I'm gonna just be in the midst of it. Only time I try is because when I see it's like gonna lead to a bad, just lead somewhere that's not so good for y'all mentally.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't so much necessarily like, okay, you don't need to do that. But I was like, oh, don't do that. Like, don't say that because this could this, something like that. But no, I mean, it still can mess up. Be like, well, shoot, mama, this is why I say what I say, or this is why I do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I see you doing this, it worked for you, or something like that. When in reality, it won't work the same for you or your sister. You know what I'm saying? It might work totally different these days and time. But
so you have a boy and a girl. So my question is,
thank God.
do you think parents, both the dad and the mother, pay attention to how they child imitates them?
Mm, that's a
Because
good one.
a lot of the times that's why a lot of the times either the daughter, depending on whatever parent the child takes the who I want to be like from, you know what I mean? They act personality, attitude, etc., from. Do you think parents pay attention to that, and then, or do you think they just go, oh well, they mocking me, or do you think that like they're not processing that they're learning your habits?
It just depends on how much attention you pay to your children or to your child. Like, I'll be thinking I'm paying attention to y'all both, but y'all can switch it up on a sister. So I'd be having to keep up with y'all, right?
I'll be
Like,
switching it up.
not so much y'all switch, but it just be like, dang, that's a new one. Like, that's a new way, or that's a, but like, so I'm gonna say it like this: like, you could say something like quick and to the point, right? Boom.
Yeah, that's me.
Now Brianna, it'll have to get wrote down, broken down, put down.
She likes to hear herself talk.
She wants to break it down, put it back together like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like,
she
okay.
just like to hear herself talk.
I mean, which is true. She loved talking, so she, I'm saying, she need to get on her show too. So, but she, she would rather hear it the long way instead of like a quick way, like instant. Like, not even so much instant, but just like something that I can give it to you this quick. But if I got to break it down to you, I might lose you along the way. If that makes sense. So,
well, I got a short attention span, so it's best to say what you mean and mean what you say, and let's keep it
leave
pushing.
it at that. Yeah, because if not, then it's going to turn into something else. The longer you drag something on, it can turn into something else. That's just like, okay, if y'all were to give me some advice and really I act like I accepted it, but then in
did
my
I
head,
ask for this?
Yeah, like, okay. But what I'm going to do is try to take it into consideration, because y'all always teaching me anyway, still to this day, but it's just like, dang, I didn't want to hear this right now, but let me look at this. Maybe they might be right, or she might be right, or he might be right. You know what? That was kind of right. Or y'all just see it in the way, like the next time we speak or something, then okay, y'all hear like, okay, that worked. They snapped her out. But yeah, so yeah.
To make a drastic transition, just because it popped into my head. Why do you think, how can I word this? Granted, it is a fragile area and situation, but why do you think people move so secretively, inwardly in families when they have a person that obviously has an addiction issue and an issue that it's not even the sometimes it's the addiction, sometimes it's they suppressing XYZ with that addiction. Why do you think it's such a secretive thing rather than trying to get the proper help and also explaining downwardly? Like why do you think a lot of families don't
seek intervention?
Basically, because a lot because me, I mean, growing up, it was just observing and being like, okay, but not never knowing the whys or the hows. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So how can I form that into a question?
So basically, just to see what if I'm going about the way you trying to, why come, if there's some type of, like you say, addiction, a problem, or a a failure, however you want to put it, in the family tree, why no one addresses it? Why does it have to trickle through the grapevine through everybody else, and then everybody else got their own different opinion about it? But really, whoever knows the truth is the main one who said, "Don't let it out the bag anyway. Don't let the cat out the bag." Which is not solving anything, because that's just pouring more and more dirt over something that's keep on coming out the dirt, keep on sprouting up, because it hasn't been resolved. It haven't been, taken through the process of, hey. And then you know what? That also falls back to them maybe not knowing how to help or help the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but we don't seek outward, like, I wouldn't even say outward help. It's just we don't come together inwardly to be like, hey, yo, this is a problem. So I don't know what to do. You know what to do, and running through those things. And then it don't never materialize into, well, we don't know what to do here. Can we find somebody that knows what could possibly be done?
Yeah, point out the elephant in the room.
Yeah, everybody just likes to go.
Yeah, like, that's not my problem.
Yeah,
not my. But see, even with that being said, it's just like, depending on how can I put this, like, in a way of, okay, so say for instance, right? Everybody say they believe in God. So, and then they say the family that prays together stays together.
I hate those slogans. I ain't gonna lie to
you. They grind my gears. So with that being said, it's just like,
which is not the time out. Let me fix it. I hate those slogans coming from people that don't really live by it. Everybody loves a great saying that they don't live by. So don't let me say it like it ain't no people out there that don't stomp by it, but I hate it coming from people that I'm just like
seeing right through it, where you're not applying that with what you're saying. Your words ain't matching your actions.
Hey, you know those memes that be like me staring into the imaginary camera whenever somebody say something stupid or whenever something crazy happens. That's my life. Because I'll be like say for instance, like I'm having a conversation with somebody and they say something stupid, I just be like, am I the only one hearing this? But back on topic. Now, so I can say from both sides, just growing up, like I know for me, I'm not stupid. I learned obviously about what drugs were, what certain things was over the time of my life, just from not being told or being like, oh, this is what I'm just like, and then listening and putting two and two together. Why is that a thing that, I mean, I don't think that's a thing now. I don't think that's a thing today because a lot more people are open about. I mean, it's hard to.
It's just that today these kids, and you can't hide nothing from these ones these days.
Yeah.
These breeds right now, there's no hiding from them.
Because you can, it's easily and accessible to just Google it or, search it. Back then, I had to be Indiana Jones or MacGyver for the information. Like,
or Goonies.
Basically.
But yeah, that's just, I also think like the reason why most families don't reach out for the help that's much needed in areas and in people and stuff like that in the family is because it might be something within themselves. Like the main ones who say, "Don't say that. Don't tell nobody that." The da 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 da. It's something within themselves too that's hiding. So of course they're used to hiding and covering and doing all this, which really just, oh God, it's a bear. You're carrying burdens with that too. But it's just like it was in times where, like I say, it's all about the belief in things, and that's why it's going to be repetitive if they don't wish to come up off that repetitive wheel of still trying to make it work, spinning around when
I don't
things is
think
all in tumbleweeds of it,
I guess
confusion.
in the world of wanting to harbor secrets and I don't think that I don't think that people like compare or think about them harboring family secrets as like to comparing it to like hoarding still water. I don't think they compare it to that. Like you don't get nowhere holding in all the secrets. Like the more and more you want to hold secrets, the more and more you either gonna have your younger generations just be like, oh well, y'all, I didn't teach y'all right, and y'all just learned coming up just like we came up. So it's like hard, like what I mean. Like I didn't say much, but I know what I didn't say much, but it's like it's hard to look at the youngins coming up if you didn't properly inform them about the wrong that's going on in the family when they just seeing like, oh, well, I got this cool cousin that was going through X, Y, and Z, whatever they was going through, or this cool aunt, you know what I mean? And they just come up the same exact way just because it's like, oh, well, I was connected with them a lot more, and they was having fun. They looked fun to me.
Yeah, they look fun to me. Yeah, that's why it's like in a lot of things. Like me looking back on my family cycle, I'm trying to think like, hey, who has really did a 360? Like, who can I really just say, oh, I look up to them. They did this without any hidden things motive. Like, okay, well, they doing good on the outside, but on the inside, you are da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? You doing this. I ain't gonna even say, I ain't gonna call nothing like that, but
yeah.
I can't really, and I'm not shooting my family down. It's just, the truth to me. And it's just like, who can I actually look up to and say, dang, they did that. Okay. Nope, I ain't gonna do that. But yeah, but they did that. They changed their whole. Who's to say they wasn't doing so good at the beginning, but now look at them now. Like I can't say that. You know what I'm saying? No. So that's why I'm trying in my finishing days of living is I'm trying to become a role model of my family. You know what I'm saying? See that there can be change, no matter if no family support is with you, no matter if you don't got the support from your mother, your father, your siblings, your aunties, your uncles, and all that. Just know that life can change without you carrying all this family secret burden / trauma.
Yeah. Nah, so when you were saying that, I perked up and was like, perked up. Dang.
You hear the
yeah. No, so and you saying when you said that, I was like, a lot of the times the people that are quick to laugh at somebody else is like, oh, we see you made a misstep, we see you got a flaw. Like the people fastest to go, ooh, you got a flaw, and want to laugh about it. Hey, yo, love you too, fam. Are the ones that are so quick to harbor their secrets and don't want nothing to get out because they like, well, I just laughed, I gotta be perfect, right? Rather than understanding and seeing everybody for being human and everybody having a trial and a journey. I feel like it's a lot of things of everybody wanting to look picture perfect because they just want to have that moment of being like, well, I wasn't nothing like you. Or, oh, I didn't even go through those things that you went through. You get what I mean? If that makes sense. Am I reaching or am I on to something?
You on to something.
All right. I got you. So, like, when do people move past
love you too, nephew.
wanting to poke your chest out and be like, yo, dog, I got through that so clean. Y'all should be able to do that too. You get
it ain't that easy. It ain't that. It's never gonna be. You know what? Even if you are like trying to walk a righteous, I'm gonna say it like this: a righteous.
I ain't even talking righteous. It's just
I'm gonna call it righteous because, like I said again, whoever is doing it in they family, that same person's mental is wanting them to do them. Not so much necessarily the same steps as they took, but they still want their family to get on the up and up. Like that'd be the anger too on some people that's wanting to change this cycle. Like that'd be the anger that pushes them even more, you know. So but everyone's not going to want to jump on that bandwagon though. So it's just like let everybody kind of find their journey on their own route, you know. So which is crazy because, you know, I guess evidently they lost the family trust or the family tie or however it falls. But yeah,
so question, do you think it's best to shelter all of your children or just the child that you know is going? And it's not even shelter, it's just like a keep a hyper focused eye on your exploring child that you know is about to get into everything.
Even when a parent think they keeping a close eye on the exploring child, you're still gonna miss some things. You know what I'm saying? So when you say sheltered, I'm gonna just say, hey, just try to put in your kids where it should be like, okay, you're restricted from doing this because of, not just restricted and not tell them why, but just be you're restricted from staying out past 11 because da 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 da, you know, or you're restricted from dating at the age of such and such because of da da, you know, depending on the parenting skills and just the parent themselves or parents. You gotta have if you want something done, you got to have a why. You got to kind of, so you are already trying to balance your children out to where, you know, with the pros and cons, the consequences and the, you know, it all got to come into play because there's consequences to everything. But it's not because if you pay close attention, that's when you paying close attention to the wrong things and you can be missing the main thing.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know. It's just like all along, all you want me to do is shut up and listen, you know, something like that. So it's just like,
hey, that'd be the biggest thing.
Wrong thing. Yeah,
that'd be the biggest. I think, is that the hardest thing for a parent is to be like, yo, dog, let me just shut up and listen to what they really want to say.
Because they think that I'm gonna say personally, I'm thinking like, am I losing authority? Like I'm South Park, but in reality, it wasn't even about that. It wasn't even about that. You know, it was just about like, hey, they're human too. They have a voice too. They, you know, in order to give respect, you know, it's reciprocal, you know, no matter if you a child, no matter if you're an adult, I still believe that children deserve to be, you know, to have respect as well. Get respected back. But I think I just turned cross-eyed. But at the same token, it's just like, I just believe that, you know, children, you know, like
children are our future. No, I'm joking.
They really are. They really are. They've always been, you know, and
yeah,
it's not enough people sharing it and letting the kids have their voice enough, you know. All they want to know is why.
So why? I can say for the longest I felt like I shut off and sheltered my personality when it comes to what I would call people my elder to me, you know, personality wise. I would just be like, I'm gonna be quiet. But I feel like I'm probably in a place where I'm just like, okay, whatever. But I don't know. I really don't know what would be the reason of why I chose to just be like quiet whenever it came to like being around adults or whatever. Not, I don't know if it was just because I'm analyzing and I don't want them to be like, get away from here. you better get on away from here.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest reason why I get quiet whenever I'm around somebody that I consider like an elder or somebody that I want to learn and get some information from, I just get real quiet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That way I can analyze, and you know what I mean?
And then sometimes that could have been intimidation.
Intimidation on what though?
Meaning, hey, you better stay in the kid's place. You better stay right there. Don't you touch nothing. Don't you move. Don't matter of fact, don't even ask, you know.
I never got told that. That was you.
If you sitting in the angle of, oh, okay. Oh, that's what y'all doing. That's how y'all do that. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like you analyzing, right? Even in my time, you really couldn't analyze. It's like, go on out of there. Get on out of there. Get around here. Get from around here. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I was like the big dude at the Popeyes. I was always like this.
Keep an eye on the prize. Like, what they about to do?
Hey, the funniest thing growing up for me was when I would finally get up to the table and I just be like, oh, this is what's going on with it. And then somebody would be like, you at the adult table, and I'd be like, damn, I got caught.
Yeah, like back up. Like back up. Like I'm back here. I'm quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But that's still, like I say again, you can't hide everything. Even when we used to get told to like, okay, go in here. We about to, the adults is about to talk.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we can hear through the door.
Uh-huh.
We can hear y'all. Like, why we just can't look at y'all? Like, what was the point? Well, I can't ask it now, but I didn't understand the point of I was just want to know, like, why put us away? Why put us away when we should just be able to know some things, unless it was just talking about like some family inheritance or something like that. You don't want us to know what bank is going into, something like that. But if it was just family things or family chaos, drama, or whatever, keep us all around so we can know what's going on instead of being like.
I was gonna ask that. I was gonna say, do you think the fact of us being able to either hear or witness certain things without context to those things leaves us misinformed to a lot of things, rather it's emotion, rather it's anger, love, you know what I mean? Because I feel like that was I don't feel like that's a block for me no more, but my biggest thing was understanding the display of either affection, love. I understood anger. I seen a lot of anger.
Basically,
but
whoa, yeah.
But that was my biggest thing, like just the understanding of, which is why I don't listen to people like, love you. That's like, all right, dog. Yeah. All right, dog.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like, do you feel like it's just the witnessing and hearing of things that leaves us in limbo when we don't have the context of things? Like, I honestly feel like that's the biggest thing that could set anybody back. It just falls back on the lack of communication and information.
And how it was dealt with, but like, okay, I'm gonna use me as always an example. We basically grew up together. I'm gonna say me and you. Free too, though, for real. But me and you mainly, because I was a mother at the age of 17. And you seen my emotions, you seen my anger, and it was more anger than basically intertwined with the emotions. You seen the love, you seen just everything. You grew up with me, so you seen everything, every single part of my whole way of thinking and everything.
Hold on, pause real quick. Pause. And the reason why it's so hard for me to be like, somebody be like, oh, love you, and I hear it and I be like, oh, okay, they love me, is because every time I heard love you, it was just either like in a moment where something like crazy was going on. It's like, oh, I love you, or something drastic was going on, and it was just like a frantic time. So it's just like, why is there so much chaos? Yeah, it's like so much chaos.
I love you, don't you? What's up?
What's up? You caught it before I caught it.
But I'm just saying, like,
back to the growing up together. Back to the growing up. We grew up together.
So basically, you grew up with me, with your mom. I'm a young mother. Basically, where I went, you went. And then as you got older and start, picking up on things, it was just probably like, dang, my mama me. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. To keep it a buck, You the reason why I started dating a lot of Mexicans and white females growing up at a young age. I'm like, well, all my mama do is yell. I do not
Yeah.
want to deal
But
with a
that was
black
from
female.
the cycle. That was from the cycle I was brought up in. Yelling would
Uh-huh.
get it through. Yelling to sit you down. Yelling to make you go ball up and go in a room, just go to sleep, eat your bowl of cereal. Yelling, yelling was just a part of what I was brought up in my childhood coming up. So I thought that would work. Oh my God, no, it did not. That was so stressful. It was so ugly. It was so mean. It was so tiresome. And I'm thinking, like, what did I get out of all this when I just love my babies, but I just did all this yelling?
You the reason why I know how to ignore people so good.
Ooh. See, and I don't like that side about me. I don't like that side about me, but then again, it works for a defense mechanism.
Because look, you'll be going off and going on. I just be like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna tune you out real quick.
I will tune somebody out in a minute, but it wasn't good. Like I said again, I've calmed down a lot from anger because, like I said, it takes a lot out of you. And I used to even put that on the men in my life. Like, you know what? Yelling was, I don't know. Even your dad used to tell me, like, you don't gotta yell at the kids. They ain't gonna listen to that. And I'm thinking, like,
not yelling, period, bro. In my last situation, I just be like, listen. In my just yelling, period. In my last situation, I'm like, dog, what you yelling for? Like, we not the only two people around. Like, dog, like, why we can't have a conversation without yelling? And not understanding why they're not being heard. It's just like, dog, I'm not about to listen to you yell.
Yeah, like we can't communicate if it's just yelling. I mean, even when, like, I guess that's the yelling is be like, okay, a parent expect you to already get it, like, ugh, I guess that's the irritation part of it too, when, parents can become irritated and don't know how to deal with it. And that's why I said the difference between, like, single parenting and then both parents in a home, it's, we was talking about, like, the emotional mental,
health of the parent.
Yeah, the stability of it all. But when it becomes with that single, that's when you picking out all the things from what you learned in the back, and trying to use it as going forward, right? Because, like, my situation changed several times. But yeah, my situation changed, and then it turned into single parenting, and then stuff like that. So it's just like, ooh, that was a learning lesson.
But yours is just your situation is circumstance of being a single parent, right?
That was circumstance. That's why I said changes.
And because I was watching a thing earlier today, and granted, I'm not a parent, but yo, dog, I be seeing how females be moving out here, and it was breaking down how a man will never use a child as a pawn or a chess piece to manipulate or hold on to a certain thing. You know what I mean? Which it is some dudes that get females pregnant just because they feel like, you know what I mean? But they don't never use the child. You know what I mean? So a lot of females would be like, oh, well, he always got to talk to me, or da 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 because of his child, or oh, he really want to be around, or he really want to be around his child, but I'm about to take this away because like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean when I mean,
and that's probably what they childhood seen too. I mean, I've even seen it with one of my siblings. Like, I mean, they was used as pawns, some of my younger ones, and I'm thinking, like, you just want one? You don't want, you know what I'm saying? Why you just taking one of them? No, I'm just kidding. But it's just like, it was just like this, like, hey, some women even just have kids by men just to say, hey, I still got a part of you, you mine, this and that. We gonna always be together because of that. But that still ain't helping the point. That still ain't helping raise a child. That still ain't.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of women understand, like, yo, dog, if you using your child, like, say for instance, this is an example. Your dude in a whole different place with a whole different female, but he's still trying to be in his child's life, right? But you over here denying him access and availability to that child, but whole time you telling this child, like, oh, your daddy ain't nothing, your daddy ain't trying to be around you. and basically telling them like what the daddy ain't doing or ain't trying to do, and the kid grows up with a lens of, oh well, nah, oh my daddy ain't never really cared about me. I be talking to my daddy and it just don't even seem like he did. And it's just like, dog, you don't even understand that your mama created everything that you feeling right now about your daddy. You don't even know your daddy.
Yeah,
you know
basically.
what I mean?
Yeah, basically. Just feeding all the
So it's real huge that's what I mean when it comes when I say the emotional stability. Like, granted, I understand a single parent has a lot that they're going through their day to day, but when it comes to like them feeling the way about a relationship they really wanted to covet and hold on to, not going the way that they want to go, I don't think that they understand that they emotionally are traumatizing and breaking down their child to not either like whatever sex they choose, you know what I mean? Or like have that communication barrier, you know what I mean?
Whether that be race, section, like it has their choices all bottled up. Like, dang, I don't want no black woman. I don't want no something like that, which will really tear, I mean, no discrimination. You like what you like, whatever color you like, whatever size you like. But at the same time, it's still, it messes things up. Like you say, the lens, it makes a child look through the lens like, I don't want this. I'm not going to have this. But that's how basically I was trying to be, but it just still kept surfacing. It kept surfacing like, oh my God, am I going to be like this forever? Like, am I going to always yell just to try to get a point across? And then when I'm yelling, it ain't nothing getting across in this. So what I do, shut down. Like, this is not going to be able to work in a relationship, and no mothership, no parentalship, whatever. Excuse me, my nose is somebody talking about me. But it's like, dang, it just wasn't working. It just was not working. Like in my ways of growing up from a teenage to an adult, and
you just learned yelling, so you was like, oh, maybe this is just the effective manner.
When I should have just learned a whole new language.
Well, no, you did, because one of my most scarring moments, you wasn't yelling at all, and I was way too young to even care about what you was talking about at the time. In first grade, you set me down real nice and polite. If you ever bring a girl in here pregnant, I'm gonna chop you. And I'm just like,
we're like, no, none of that in here. No, I'm just kidding. But
no, hey, some of my most traumatizing conversations with you, you weren't yelling. You weren't yelling. Yo, my least favorite conversation, and we only had that conversation twice. Well, I didn't get to graduate, and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, dog, I'm in elementary school. Why are you talking about this right now?
I want you to know before you get too far ahead. I was pre-warning you.
And then when I hit my senioritis, we had that conversation. And I'm just like, why are you having this conversation? I just got to get one class right. And I already know what's good. But it was just like irritating moments. So yeah, you learned. It was just the real serious things. You wanted to talk through them. But when you was like, oh no, I think they stepping too far out of line.
That's when it went crazy. That's when I went crazy in the head. But I wonder, like, I always wanted, like, I didn't want you to mess up. You being my first, you being my son, you being basically the first grandson. As we never grew up around any boys or had any boys, or so you was that first one I had. I wanted to make
you wanted to throw a lot of pressure on me. Okay.
Yeah, no, I guess that's what it was. Pressure, and I wanted you to be able to deal with it before it happened, type pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want it to I was trying to, what was it? Avoid things from happening before they got to.
You didn't want to let me be the trailblazer that I am.
If that's what you want to call it. Let me take a sip on that one. Let me just sip. But yeah, so I mean, it just, me looking back on how I was mentally back then, it was just unhealthy. Like I say again, it's just like having substance, whether it be alcohol or marijuana,
Marijuana.
stuff like that. That plays a part too in the mental stability. I'm gonna just say that as a parent. So when those have y'all emotionally everywhere, from alcohol to marijuana, those is my choices. But
Hey
it was
yo,
just like, whoa, let me
this is
calm down.
this is random, but I just want to say this because I know this bar went over a lot of people's head, which they
Hmm.
shouldn't, because they had the lyrics on the screen. So Method Man was rapping, and he was like da 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 da. He was spitting, and he was like, yeah, these rapper. Basically, he said the rappers of the day is having panic attacks. Why
Hmm.
don't you pop a Zanny then? Right? And I'm just
Hmm.
like, yo, dog. I'm like, that's the reason why people popping so many pills is so popular and prevalent, and like, oh, it's cool to pop pills, da, 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 da. Because there's a lot of suppression, and the people got to either work themselves up or work themselves down to do the
Hmm.
things that they want or need to do or think they need
Or
to
think
do.
that there it go. Think that they should be doing. I had
Um,
to throw that up there because really, should you really be doing that? No.
so
Even
so
feel
kid,
comfortable? No.
so kids and impressionable adults, which is sad.
Hmm. Hmm.
Are like, they popping pills. Let me pop some pills. Let me do this. Let me do that. That's the
Hmm.
only thing I was thinking about. My bad.
No, but that's still that's how I go. Like that's just like you taking it back when you said, "Oh, okay, I seen them doing this. It worked for them back in the whoever in the
Mm-hmm.
family or whatever. It worked for them. They doing all right." So that's just like me. Like, okay, well, like I was just like, I could wait to get older, 21, to be like, I'm about to drink. I'm about to smoke this and that and the other. But that wasn't doing nothing but making it. That was just making you emotionally like scarred for real. Because
Mm-hmm.
are you really dealing with life or you really not? And in truth be told, I really was not dealing with life. I was just wanted
On
to
autopilot,
just,
like I like to say, that
yeah,
autopilot is
like
something vicious.
foggy eye. Like, all right, I don't know, I'm gonna close my eyes, basically close my eyes. I hope I'm doing this right, something like that. But it was just like, woo, but yeah, it's not. It's some things out here that need to be broken, and people just
The-
need to come to terms of facing the you don't need substance to get better or substance to deal with life.
unless you really crazy and you went to the doctors and they got you right, which I don't really believe in getting medication at all. Rather, it's
I
over
don't
the
even
counter.
think that's
And
right. I think they just want a whole nother story. They want money. You get your medical card, get that insurance charge, and yeah, give you some. Nah, but yeah, if you know back before you got on all these drugs or whatever you possibly could be doing, and before then you was like really mentally sane,
mm-hmm.
that you can get out that stuff and be like, oh, okay, I'm cool. I
Now, a
just
lot
need
of
to
the
get fresh
times,
started.
them people
But when it's
taking
too
them,
deep, it's too deep.
yeah.
When you're in too deep, you're in too deep. But at the same time, it's just like there is a way that you can get off or stop or get the help that you need, but you got to reach out first. But see, that thing that always, when you say reach out, who can you fall on? Who can you trust as in human? I'm saying, so that's where the tricky part. That's why people really don't reach out or ask for help, because they don't know who to trust. I could tell y'all who to trust. Y'all should already know, but yeah. But it should be
Who
some
you who
people out
you who
here
you who you trusting?
trusting God.
You corny. You corny, dog.
God. Straight like that. No, but for real, that's real though. I'm not even joking on that. But that's who you really can call on. But as far as someone that is walking this earth with you and telling you, "Oh, I love you," da 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 da, you still should be able to reach out, ask for their help. But no, you don't trust them people that's telling you that they love you, evidently.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, yeah. So
Oh, you over there? You got a page turner over there, huh?
who, me?
Well, flip. You flip. I heard you flip your sheet.
Nah, cut it out. But no, it's just like I don't know. It's all about
It's all about.
not being afraid to break these cycles, start over with yourself, and
This so let me say this. Let me ask this. Well, I can just say this. Sometimes with me trying to deviate from the norm, the regular, well, I don't feel away because it's just like, well, I don't want that for me. You know what I mean? So I don't feel a way about it. But do you think a lot of the times whenever you like recognize and see like, nah, dog, I don't want to go through that. Do you think it's like a moment of being like, well, if I go and choose to live my life this way, will it be the right decision? Will it be the wrong decision? Will I be, you know, people's biggest fear, I guess, is being how can I say it? Because shunned ain't the biggest thing. Just outcasted for wanting to take their own walk of life and own pattern of life and just being looked at as an outsider. Do you think like that's the biggest fear on why people be like, well, I know this is going on, but if I just stick around and do the norm, I'll just be around my family and be accepted.
You can't do that. Especially if you're already the outcast. You might as well just cut. I ain't gonna say cut. Well, I'm gonna say cut. You got to cut some things out. You can't be around the norm because that norm is what's keeping you stuck. Like if you really want to know, the norm will keep you stuck. And but yeah, if you're just already the outcast and you're trying to go somewhere different in your own lifestyle, the way you want to live it, you can't look and see if look back on family and be like, hey, am I doing this right? Am I going about this right? Or because of course they're gonna be like, they either gonna gas you like, yeah, do that, or they're gonna be like, or they ain't gonna say nothing, be like, I don't know, I don't do that, so I couldn't even tell you, I don't even know, I couldn't even tell you, or something like that. So no, all I'm gonna say is, if that family bond ain't strong like it should be, it's best to just jump out on, just take a leap of faith with your own self and with God to actually just go and live your life, So like I said again, if not, you're going to keep on falling back on that family that just either kept you stuck or kept enabling all the wrongs. They enabled all the wrongs and not enabled all the goods to you. So, you either pick or choose. You want to win or you want to lose. You want to lose or you want to win. I mean, you got to pick it.
Well, I don't even think it's about losing or winning. Do you want to live? Do you want to live your life or do you want to live their life? That's the biggest thing.
That's winning. When you live in your life, you winning. When you live in life the way you see fit,
boy, that's how you know you 5'2", boy. Your head be moving, and then you just try to get real tall with it.
You winning. No, but that's for real. You winning. Like people don't understand that they winning when they
getting pumped up. I see you over there. You ready to go run through a wall, huh?
Yep. I got that energy rush real quick. But yeah, I'm just saying. So I'd rather be an outcast than
you, Andre, or you, Big Boy. Which one? You, Andre, or you, Big Boy?
Who's the shortest one?
That's Big
Andre.
Boy.
Big Boy. Okay, that's who I am, Big Boy.
Okay.
Big Boy. No, I'm just saying, but yeah, I'd rather be outcasted.
Yo, it'd be funny. This be funny, dog. So, anyways, that was our conversation of dialogue vomit. The further we go, the more structured to get. I mean, I'm hoping that y'all was able to follow along. And I hope y'all either learn some, identify with some. Sorry, that's all the water I'm drinking. If you have something that maybe we didn't touch on, once again, if you made it this far, I'm gonna clip this part. Comment. That way we can learn where either we was wrong, right, blah 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 blah,
etc. Or if it was relatable, just if it was relatable, just say, "Hey, I remember those days," or "Gotcha." Say something,
There we go.
But if you want to stay quiet, you can stay quiet. Just thanks for that view,
Yeah, like it and share it if you're gonna be quiet. But yeah, right. This has been another episode of the More Than Podcast. We'll be back next week. I believe we're gonna go over to IG Live and just talk and kick it.
So join us over there. Over there.
So yeah, this has been another episode of the More Than Podcast. We'll catch y'all next week. We'll figure out that time. Peace.